A lion doesn't ask permission to roar. Picture that for a moment. The jungle is silent. The air is heavy. Then suddenly, the roar of a lion breaks through, echoing across miles. No animal asks, "Who gave you the right?" No hyena dares say, "Did you get approval?" Because the roar itself is the authority. And here's my question to you tonight. Do you know who you are? Because if you don't know, the world will define you. People will tell you, "Stay in your place. Wait your turn. Be quiet." And you will shrink into silence when you were born to roar. Let me take you to Burkina Faso, West Africa. The year was 2022. The country was in crisis. Attacks were increasing, insecurity was growing, and people were losing hope. And in the middle of that storm stood a young man, Ibrahim Traoré, just 34 years old, barely older than many in this room. According to the world, he was too young, too inexperienced, not seasoned enough to lead a nation. He was supposed to wait for permission. Wait for the elders. Wait for the right time. But Traoré didn't wait. He didn't beg. He didn't ask permission. Paws firm, he roared. He stepped forward when his people needed courage, not excuses. He stood tall when the world expected him to stay small. He became the youngest leader in the world at that time, not because someone invited him to the throne, but because he believed in his roar. That is the heart of a lion. That is confidence, and that is the fire I want you to carry from this speech. But let's be honest. Why don't most of us roar? Why don't we step into our greatness the way Traore did? The answer is simple: fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of rejection. Fear of hearing those deadly words. Who do you think you are? Some of you here have dreams you've been holding inside for years. You want to start a business, speak your truth, step into leadership, or chase your calling. But every time you try, that little voice whispers, "What if you're not ready? What if people laugh? What if you fail?" And so you wait. Pause, you wait for the perfect time. You wait for permission. You wait until you feel completely confident. But let me tell you the truth, that perfect moment never comes. Fear is a thief. It steals your roar. It convinces you that silence is safe. But silence is where dreams go to die. Think about it. How many people take their roar to the grave because they spent their whole life waiting for someone else to give them permission to live? My friend, if you wait for the world to approve of you, you will wait forever. So what do we learn from the lion? Know who you are. A lion roars not because it asks permission, but because it knows what it is. The question is, do you know who you are? Not who society says you are. Not who your critics say you are. Why you know yourself to be. Roar without apology. The jungle doesn't need another whisper. It needs your voice, your courage, your roar. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop apologizing for dreaming. Stop apologizing for leading. Confidence is not arrogance. People confuse the two. Arrogance says, "I'm better than you." Confidence says, "I know what I carry." Ibrahim Traoré wasn't arrogant. He was confident. He knew his people needed him, and he stepped forward. A lion is patient but decisive. Lions don't run around chasing every sound. They conserve energy. But when it's time to strike, they strike with power. That's confidence. Waiting for the right moment, then moving without hesitation. Confidence is not about being fearless. It's about acting in spite of fear. That's what separates those who roar from those who remain silent. A lion doesn't wait. A lion doesn't beg. A lion doesn't ask permission. And neither should you. Stop waiting for your boss to say you're ready. Stop waiting for your family to clap for you. Stop waiting for society to roll out a red carpet. No one will hand you your roar. You must claim it. Repeat after me. I don't need permission. Say it again. I don't need permission. So I want to ask you tonight, what is the roar inside you that you've been silencing? Maybe it's a book you've been too afraid to write. Maybe it's a business you've been too afraid to start. Maybe it's a truth you've been too afraid to speak. What roar have you buried because you were waiting for permission? Imagine this: if Ibrahim Traoré had stayed quiet, if he had waited, what would have happened to his nation? Who would have stepped forward? And now think about your own life. If you stay silent, if you keep waiting, who loses out? It's not just you. It's the people who need your roar. The people who need your courage. The people who need you to lead. Your silence doesn't just cost you. It costs everyone you could have inspired, helped, or led. Look at history! Every leader who shook the world. Nelson Mandela, Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, Ibrahim Traoré. They didn't ask permission. They roared, and you are no different. The power is in you. The courage is in you. The roar is in you. Stand tall. Lift your head. Let your voice thunder, because the jungle doesn't need another whisper. It needs your roar. So when you leave here tonight, remember this: don't wait. Don't beg. Don't ask. Roar with confidence. Lead with courage. Live with purpose, because a lion doesn't ask permission to roar, and neither should you.